All right, so this is going to be part 3, I guess, of my urgent message here. Um, so basically, and most of this has to do with shells, all right, but I'm going to start touching on some other things that just need to be said because I'm just tired of sitting here all, I guess you could say I've shown good faith and just tried to prove that I don't want to get in anybody's business. I'm not on any type of crusade here, but once you've, and I think there's a lot of you out there who can attest to this, but um, once you've been crapped on for so long and all that stuff, and anybody who knows me will tell you, yeah, unless you're going to show up with about 30 to 1, which they showed up with more of. Vehicle units that I counted that day were, I believe it was 27 to 1. So, and yes, I know. So unless you're willing to do that, yeah, they usually just let me be, but it's not wise to. If they only knew, if they only knew. Anyway, yeah, so and I'm pretty much just stay out of things, but if it involves, your well-being or your livelihood of your family, of course anybody has to do something to fight back or whatever, but when it involves other human life, and I'm pro-life, that's just crossing the line with me. I'm sorry. And I don't mind saying it. Whatever's whatever, and that's it. I'm not just going to stand by and watch. If I could ever have anything to do with it, I'm not just going to stand by and watch somebody die. Hell no. What I wanted to, other thing I wanted to, oh, by the way, so how do I feel about money and stuff like that? I think I got my point across. I only want it because I need it like everybody else. This channel's not monetized. Just to remind you, if you missed the last chapter, it's not monetized. Video's not monetized, and I will challenge all. If you really care about people in general, about our fellow or fellowette Americans, or people all over the world, or animals, or any kind of life, why do you have to make money over it? So if you make a living at it, I can understand, but maybe set one up that's not monetized. But just make it a point that this channel is not monetized. Also remember the notes that I've already given you. I used to follow a few people that had good information that seemed honest. They're some of the bigger, the people with a little larger presence online than others at the moment. I used to follow one particular guy, and one of them was a particular girl. There's actually a very good one too, a good girl. She's a good girl. Yeah, one of them's actually good, but this other one, and that guy, I gotta say, I'm just very disappointed in them as of lately. People ask me, how do you tell them apart? How do you tell the good ones from the bad ones? Well, I will tell you out front, you can trust me, but that's not going to fly 2 inches with people that don't know me. So don't believe me. I want you to go out there and do what I told you, if you don't mind. Get several resources that you trust, put them together, take the common denominators. And unfortunately, that's the way news has to be delivered nowadays, until you have somebody you really can trust. And arrive at the answer yourself. And that's going to be your news. And unfortunately, because you've got these unbelievably evil beings that are influxing these video sites as shills, that do nothing and have no other purpose than to confuse the American public and the world. And in my mind, anybody in this country, I'll just use, I already mean people all over the world, but I'm just going to use America right now. Okay? Any American who accepts that crap in exchange for setting up another American to either die or to lose their homes or their resources or whatever. And that's exactly what they're doing when they become shills. Or spy on somebody. That act, that's also, and I think I told a few of you a little while ago that I had drafted a whole system on an economic system that runs on no money, and it works so much better. Well, I also have my own policies drafted, and I just did this out of, I was always taught, if you're angry at something, just write it down. And very dear somebody to me taught me that a long time ago. So I even have, as if I were ever able to do anything about it, which I don't think that'll happen, but I even have my own policies in place as to what should be law, what shouldn't be. But here's one, and I'll release that later, but here's one that definitely is. Any American, this is what I have written down, any American who conducts in the act of spying or surveillance without the consent, against another American or anyone all over the world, as I was always saying, or participates in the act of any kind of, I think if you look up COINTELPRO, you'll get a pretty damn good idea of what I'm talking about, because it was done to me and my family for 2 straight years prior to when they separated us until now. I still haven't seen my family in over 5.5 years now. But, well, when you do that, in my book, that's just as good as treason, because you're helping to take down an inhabitant, a good person, or as most of us understand them as citizen, although I've run into a lot of problems with that word lately. When you take them down, you take down America. And when you take down America, not only do you have a problem on the side of the law, and that really does qualify as treason, well, that ends up being a problem with me too. So writing all these out, that should be one of the biggest acts of treason, because that's why we are where we are. People accepting that crap just so they can go spy on another American. Again, don't believe the crap that they tell you up front. Now go spy on them, because that's usually the big ding ding ding. The red lights go off and everything, and sirens going off that should tell you that they're giving you a line of BS to brainwash you so you'll do it with conviction. I'll be back.